Good evening, I'm Camelia and this is KiniNews. Zaid Ibrahim has called on those criticizing former Attorney General Ahmad Terrirudin over the addendum issue to be fair to him. This is as Terry Rudin could have just followed instructions over it. Former Law Minister Zaid Ibrahim has called for fairness toward newly appointed Federal Court Judge Ahmad Terrirudin Mohd Salleh. This came amid calls for him to resign over the alleged concealment of the royal addendum ordering former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak to serve the rest of his jail sentence under house arrest. In a post on X, Zaid said they should be fair to him as he could have been just following orders. Zaid said it would be better for the police to determine if there was a conspiracy to conceal the addendum, as alleged by former Minister Terry Rudin in a podcast. However, he doubts the police would implicate any higher-ups in any conspiracy. He said this is why he had suggested earlier that the Prime Minister and the entire cabinet should resign. Terry Rudin's predecessor, Muhammad Apandi Ali, had previously called for him to be removed as a federal court judge. Apandi said Terry Rudin and his successor, current Attorney General Muhammad Dusuki Mokhtar, should be axed for not being transparent on the existence of the addendum. A PKR leader has called for Tengku Razaleigh to apologize to Anwar. This was over his claims about the royal addendum. PKR leader Fahmi Zainol has demanded that Tengku Razaleigh Hamzah apologize to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim over his allegations on the royal addendum. Fahmi said that Tengku Razaleigh's claims about the royal addendum are reckless and baseless. Fahmi argued that Anwar's explanation has conclusively put to rest all the accusations and extreme claims regarding the wisdom of His Majesty and the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, the royal institution, and the integrity of the judiciary. Despite this, he expressed regret that Tengku Razaleigh, also known as Kuli, had accused Anwar of concealing documents and obstructing justice. In refuting the allegation, Fahmi said that this is a serious accusation as there is no issue of hiding facts or any important government documents. He added that Gua Musang Umno needs to be more alert in following current developments before making serious accusations like this. Yesterday, Malaysia Kini reported that Tengku Razaleigh's Gua Musang Umno division claimed the government had concealed the royal addendum ordering former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak to serve the rest of his jail sentence on house arrest. Anwar had previously acknowledged the existence of the addendum but explained that it was sent directly to the Attorney General at the time. He said the government didn't hide anything. Several politicians have expressed support for a man with purported intellectual disabilities who was assaulted at a market in Terengganu. This included Ahmad Saleh. Umno Youth has offered free legal assistance to the man purportedly with an intellectual disability who was assaulted following an accident in Kemaman, Terengganu on Friday. This was announced by the party's youth chief Dr. Ahmad Saleh. In a video where he is seen having a conversation with the victim's wife, Ahmad promised her that justice would be served.
Saya dah berhubung dengan Peguam Pemuda UMNO. Jadi dalam tempoh saya rasa 1 hari 2 hari ini, Peguam Pemuda UMNO akan datang berjumpa dengan akak lah. Yang pentingnya saya nak keadilan untuk abang ini dapat dilaksanakan dan juga kita akan tengok dari segi angle mana yang kita nak pastikan semua yang terlibat tu akan dikenakan hukuman yang berat. Jadi akak jangan fikir pasal kos semua pemuda UMNO akan tanggung. Kita akan buat.
Akmal added that he believed that more than 3 men were involved in the incident and assured that they will be punished by law. 2 days ago, a video went viral showing a group of men assaulting a motorcyclist after he crashed his bike into a food stall at the Padang Astaka Cukai Farmers Market. Following this, police reportedly arrested 3 men aged between 18 and 60 to facilitate investigations. Several politicians from across the divide have also rallied behind the man and called for authorities to investigate and take action. Before we move on, if you'd like access to news like this and more, scan the QR code on the screen and subscribe to Malaysia Kini. Moving on, Suara Mahasiswa UMS has called out the Native Court of Kinga. This is over reports that they would issue a summons against Fahmi Reza over his caricature on Musa Aman. Suara Mahasiswa University Malaysia Saba has hit out at the Native Court of Kinga for demanding compensation from graphic artist Fahmi Reza over his caricature critical of State Governor Musa Aman. In a statement last night, its Deputy President Kisina Kaisa Shahril Akmal said the court's decision to impose sogit on Fahmi was unnecessary. Kisina said this is as such punishment is meant for individuals who broke customary laws or their code of ethics. Sogit is a penalty and compensation mechanism formally recognized and practiced in Saba, which allows for native courts in the state to impose punishments against anyone guilty of breaching customary laws. In the statement, Kisina said if the action was truly meant to defend the honor of the Sabahan community, then they should stop defending corruption. Instead, she said leaders should fight for the people's voice and defend them from injustice and financial leakages. Previously, it was reported that the native court of Kinga would be issuing a summons against Fahmi over his caricature depicting Musa as the state's most corrupt individual.
Organizers of an anti-corruption rally on January 25th have expressed surprise with the additional condition imposed upon them by the police over the rally.
Secretariat Rakyat Benci Rasuah has expressed surprise over the police's instruction to obtain consent from the owners of the premises where the group is planning to hold an anti-corruption rally. In a statement, its legal advisor Zaid Malik said the group had sent a notification to the police as required under the Peaceful Assembly Act 2012 on January 15, 2025. However, Zaid expressed surprise at the response from the police instructing the organizers to obtain the consent of the owner of occupier of the place of assembly. He said the additional condition imposed upon them had no legal basis as the protest will be in a public space. Elaborating, he pointed out that the rally is to commence outside of Sogo in KL and proceed towards Dataran Merdeka. He said these are all public places which can be used by the public as of right, as stated in Section 3 of the Peaceful Assembly Act 2012. The lawyer said the PAA's purpose was to facilitate the people's right to peaceful assembly and the authorities should not obstruct efforts to do so. He added that the government helmed by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim should be well aware of the importance of peaceful protests in a democratic society as he was the subject of many in the past. He stressed that no respectable democratic government would obstruct or stop a protest against corruption and called on the police and the government to facilitate the planned public assembly.
Lim Guan believes that leaders should accept constructive criticism to improve their performance. Here's more on that.
DAP veteran Lim Guan has emphasized that leaders must acknowledge mistakes and accept constructive criticism to improve and progress. In his speech at a Chinese New Year appreciation banquet for Bagan DAP branch members, community representatives and local teams on Sunday night, he stressed the importance of sincerity and honesty in providing feedback. Lim said he also makes mistakes but will correct them and leaders must know their mistakes and be willing to improve. He reportedly said that if there is anything that can make Seberang Prai more hopeful and developed, he welcomes criticism to make the job better. Guan said he is willing to accept criticism, but it must be based on facts, not baseless accusations or lies. Previously, Deputy Finance Minister Lim Ying, who is also Guan sister, said that all politicians must have the humility to step down when the time comes, especially if voters and the party no longer needs their services. Ying added that individual politicians cannot exist without their party, and the party must take precedence over themselves.
Zaid has expressed hope that the ham sandwich scandal is over. He said action was already taken by various quarters over the issue.
Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Hamidi hopes no one continues to make a big deal out of the ham and cheese sandwich issue. Zaid said that various quarters had already taken action on the matter. According to Bernama, he said the public university's move to shut down 2 convenience store chains on campus that sold the ham and sandwiches was an immediate action. He added that the Halal Industry Development Council chairperson, in cooperation with the Islamic Development Department, have made several recommendations so that matters touching on religion are avoided. He also reportedly said that he hopes this issue is no longer played up because the convenience store chain had also taken proactive measures to pull the product and it may have been a mistake. Zaid added that he hopes this will serve as a good lesson. The ham and cheese sandwiches, which also had the halal label, were found to be sold at KK Mart outlets at University Malaya over a week ago. The sandwiches were produced by Shake and Bake Cafe, which used halal certified chicken ham to make the sandwiches. However, the company did not have the certification to put the halal logo on the sandwich packaging.
That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.